Welcome to the Yes to Life show, where my brother and I share high-protein vegan fitness recipes and tips. And today we're making a super delicious coffee-flavored protein bars, super high in protein, vegan and very fast. So let's get started. So the process is cut into two parts. First, we have to blend the raisins and the almonds. You can use any type of nut and dried fruits that you want. You can also use dates, cashews, whatever you like. And those are going to be the sticky part. So you don't want to blend them too fine. You just want them to be a little bit crunchy, but then they should also stick together. You don't want to have like a flour. So they're going to be the sticky part. And then we also have protein powder, of course. We have sea salt to give a little bit of the sea salty flavor. We have some instant coffee powder. Then for crunchiness, I have some soy puffs. And in order to make it smooth, because I think we all know the experience where you bite into a protein bar and it's like your throat, it's gonna stick in your throat. That's why we're using 2 tablespoons of coconut oil in order to make it smooth. So let's start with the first process. So first I'm adding the almonds and the raisins into the blender. Ideally you have a food processor or a smaller blender like a smoothie maker, but at the moment I only have this one, so I have to make do with this. It might be that I have to scrape down the sides a couple of times. You can make a little pinch test. So if you take a bit and you pinch it, of course it's going to be a little bit crumbly, but it should stick in your fingers like this, because this is going to come from the dates or the raisins. And now all we're going to do is we're adding this one to a mixing bowl. And then in the next step, we're adding all of the other ingredients. And then we're going to combine it with our fingers first and then press it into a form, into nice little bars. And I'm using vanilla protein because I like the flavor of coffee mixed with vanilla. And the protein I'm using is Nutri-Plus. I've been using this protein since 2.5 years, since I became vegan. And the company was so nice to sponsor us for these videos. So let's get started. First, we add the protein powder to the bowl. Then we have our sea salt, just a pinch of it, maybe like a 1/4 teaspoon. And then about a tablespoon of instant coffee powder. If you want it more strong and coffee flavored, then add 2 tablespoons. It's up to you. And then also we have 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Right now it's winter in Germany, so of course it's firm, but it's going to warm up while you're working with your hands because your hands are warm. And then puffs I'm going to add once we have a little bit of the dough ready. So now you're gonna have to get your hands dirty. Actually, I think I might have to add 1 more tablespoon of coconut oil. Because you know yourself when you buy dates or when you buy raisins, sometimes they are very chewy and very soft and you still have a lot of liquid in them. And I think these raisins were pretty dry. So I need a little bit more liquid to make everything stick. Of course, the coconut oil is not the ideal for the macronutrients because it adds a lot of additional fat and calories. So if you want, you can also add some applesauce. You can add some sunflower seed butter. Anything that helps it stick together. Or if you have some very juicy raisins or dates, then that's fine as well. So now it starts to become a bit more sticky. But then in the end, if it's still a little bit crumbly, you don't have to worry too much about it because we're going to press it very firmly into the form. And then once you put it into the fridge and it firms up, then it's going to be kind of firm afterwards anyway, and you can cut it into bars. So now get a rectangle shaped form. We add all of the dough. I don't know if dough is the right word for this, but I guess it is. You could call it like this. So now what you want to do is you want to press it very firmly into the form. Just make sure to use a lot of strength so everything comes together very nicely. And this is going to firm up in the fridge. And if you want, you can add any of your favorite toppings now already. You can add some crushed almonds, you can add some crushed coconut flakes, or you can add the soy protein, the puff protein, which is pretty nice. Right, so give it a shake, press it down a little bit, because this really gives some additional protein and makes up for the extra calories from the coconut oil. So all we're going to do now is we're going to pop it into the fridge for 4 to 6 hours, and then you can cut it into squares, into bars, and enjoy them. So this is how the protein bars look like after 4 to 6 hours. You can see that they're really nice and firmed up. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. If you want to see more high protein vegan fitness recipes and tips, then make sure to hit the subscription button below. If you like this recipe, leave a like and a comment below. And as always, see you in the next video.